Today is January 30th, 2026. Day 2316. Kat and Kevin. This is Kat. She likes New York in the winter, and the man currently holding her hand. This is Kevin. He's currently wondering if his toes will ever feel warm again. You should know up front. This is a story of boy meets girl. But to understand how they got here, we have to go back, way back. Our story actually begins on July 4th, 1993, day minus 9,537. Kevin enters the world. He would quickly decide that afternoon naps were a conspiracy against his playtime. If there was a toy to be played with, Kevin was awake for it. 150 days later, on December 1st, 1993, day minus 9,387, Kat arrives. She was developing a very specific set of skills early on. She could navigate a hallway in total silence. Her destination, the refrigerator. Her mission, snacks. They grew up in different ecosystems. Kevin was the middle child and the only son in a family of 5. But the family tree didn't stop there. With a massive network of relatives on both sides, his childhood was a constant lively blur of laughter and competitive trash talk. Kat, meanwhile, was the youngest in a family of 4 and the baby of all the cousins. With half her relatives in the States, her world was intimate and perfectly formed. Gatherings usually meant walking a few steps to her Tito's house to see the cousins she looked up to, or heading to Lolo and Lola's for a supply of unlimited food. Then came the outside world. For Kat, it was a kaleidoscope of personalities, high school and college friends who somehow complemented each other perfectly. They grew up through every era, from the Hanash days to the party years, eventually adulting together as the Titos and Titas they once poked fun at. For Kevin, his circles were built on the hardwood, connections made on court, fueled by basketball and the thrill of the party. But Kevin's real talent was merging them, turning individual crews into one big, loud family who shared a love for good music and unforgettable memories. Most people leave their childhood dreams in a box in the attic. Not these two. At age 3, Kevin knew a good meal needed the right pairing. Usually a Pepsi. Today the drinks have matured to a whiskey sour, but the philosophy remains. The best spirits are the ones shared over great stories. Kat started in floaties, but her competitiveness eventually traded the pool for the tennis court and the yoga mat. She's never met a challenge she couldn't outpace. Kevin fell in love with basketball before he could walk. And while the NBA hasn't called yet, he's made a career out of it, working behind the scenes for the very industry he used to dream about. Kat's toddler years were a search for the next snack. Decades later, whether it's a quick bite or pizza in LA, her life still revolves around the next great meal. As a toddler on a helicopter, Kevin decided he needed to see the world. He eventually found his answer at the University of Sydney, proving sometimes you have to fly 10,000 miles away to find perspective. Kat has spent her life saying yes to adventure, from being an exchange student in Europe to skydiving. She didn't just want to see the map, she wanted to jump into the middle of it. But fate is a funny thing. It's often very, very close, but just a little bit off. The grounds of Alexandria in Sydney, Australia. Kevin is there as a grad student. Kat is there traveling with friends. They are in the same city, at the same place, at the same time, but they never cross paths. San Juan, La Union. They are both there with their friends. Kevin has finally slipped into Kat's DMs. And then, Kevin falls asleep. The universe required one final catalyst. When Kat posted an Instagram story about needing a drink, Kevin finally mustered the courage to hit reply. He just asked, "Happy hour?" Once the almosts were over, the discovery began. They spent those first few months learning each other's favorite songs, favorite drinks, and favorite hidden spots in the city. They learned each other's favorites until they eventually became each other's favorite. Then came March 15, 2020. Day 214. The world stopped. But they didn't. They traded bar nights for online drinks and shared workouts across screens. They realized that whether they were together physically or virtually, the company was the only thing that mattered. On May 1st, 2021, they were ready. They wanted to share their home with a new life. They were ready for the sleepless nights and the pitter-patter of little feet. They got a dog. His name is Zemo. He has Kevin's energy, Kat's love for snacks, and he is unquestionably the master of the house. Then came July 6, 2025. Back in Sydney, the city that first taught Kevin how big the world was. From a park overlooking the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge, Kevin asked the most important question of his life. Which brings us to today, January 30th, 2026, day 2316. Today isn't the finish line. It's just day one, all over again.